Nita, hey, congratulations on PG Psycho Goreman.
Thank you.
So tell me, is this your first movie?
This is my first movie. I have been doing musical theater, singing and dancing since I was 5 years old. But this was my first ever interaction with the camera and being on set and everything like that.
So how did you got this role in the first place? That this was something big.
Yes. So, my mother actually, she was just looking on Facebook one day and seeing there was this audition, and this was maybe the fourth or fifth audition I was doing throughout my entire career. And so we just, we put our name down. It was in Toronto, and we, you know, um, searched up Steven and seen his work was really great. So we weren't too hopeful just because I had just started working in the industry. And then after that, I had got a call back and I was like, "Oh, well, this is kind of cool." And then I had a Zoom meeting with Steven. And then they asked me if I would be willing to meet them in Toronto for a live audition. And I personally do much better live than I do through the camera. I feel like I can give much more energy and personality. So I convinced my parents to bring me to Toronto. We went there. I did my audition, and they're like, "Okay, cool. We'll let you know in about 2 weeks. Have a good one." So 2 weeks passed by, and we get this email from Steven saying, like, if Nita would still be, up for playing the role of Mimi, would love to have her. And I was like, yes, 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 like, of course. So I had been always, as I said, used to musical theater where it's, a little script of 50 pages, maybe 60. But this was like 100 and a few pages, and I was in almost 80 of them. So I was a little freaked out at first, but I remember I had a month to memorize it. And after that month, I knew my lines, my cues, and your cues, and his cues, and her cues, and everybody's lines, just because that's how I'd been trained. Because musical theater, you only get one shot to do it on stage, and then, it's over. But with film, there's the action, cut, okay, take number two, three, four, five. So it's definitely not as stressful as theater for me personally.
Did someone tell you that this was a horror movie? Because a lot of kids don't do horror movies. This is a pretty bloody horror movie.
Yeah, so I personally was not around a lot of the time where they were doing these kinds of things, where they were, if they were shooting someone or if someone was dying, I usually wasn't there, but sometimes I'd sneak onto set just to see it. But when I was reading the script and reading what I was saying and what PG was saying, I was like, this is a scary movie, isn't it? This is not like a little treehouse kind of thing. No, this is like kind of scary. But I think Steven, as the writer and producer, director, he really he balanced it very well with the comedy. So I feel like it's still, young adults can still watch it without being too scared. But I also think it's also set for adults much older than that, because they can still enjoy the movie and laugh at some of the older kind of mature jokes in the movie.
I feel like I'm actually talking to Mimi because I'm getting the same tone and sense out of you
Yeah.
like your character. Is that what you love about your character?
Yeah, I really do like the character of Mimi just because Steve let me put so much of Nita in it. So it really does feel like Mimi was portraying me more than I was portraying Mimi. That's what I really loved about it. I could put my own spin on it, and I could, sometimes change up a few words just to make it more of, me. But overall, I think after a while, I became Mimi in the sense that I was method acting without even realizing. I'd get back to the hotel and I'd say things that I wouldn't even say like in real life. It's something that Mimi would say, and me and my mom would just kind of look at each other and acknowledge what I just said and just laugh.
Are you kind of glad that it's all over so you don't have to wear the ponytails anymore?
Oh no, if I could still be doing Mimi, I definitely would. I mean, I am just hoping and praying for a sequel so that I number one get to see everybody again. I miss them so so much, and number two, get back into the groove of being Mimi because honestly, that was probably the best month I've spent portraying any other character.
Wow, so you do want a sequel, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So what is it like to face Matthew in as Psycho Gorman on set? I mean, what is he really you're acting against up close?
Well, when you see him up close, they used to put this goo in his mouth, this black goo, and so every time he'd talk, he'd like spit on you. Not very COVID friendly, I know, but so you'd have these little black dots all over your face, and then his eyes, he had these black contacts, so his eyes were completely blacked out, and he had these teeth that he put in that were pointy and jagged. So you really felt like you were talking to a monster down to his little veins that were filled in with bright pink goo or the neon lights flashing on him. At sometimes it was like, whoa, that's kind of freaky. But I knew Matt honestly after only a few days so well, and he was a very sweet and nice guy. And all the scary monsters they were really really nice, and they'd always help you if you needed help. You know, just going through your lines or help with your wardrobe. They'd always be there to help.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that realistic on set
Yeah, it
for
was.
you guys. Yeah. Hey, so tell me, one of the things that I thought looked like a lot of fun was Crazy Ball. Were there actual rules to that, or you guys just made it up as you go?
Absolutely not. The I explained the rules a couple times throughout the film, but they were just lines and words that I had memorized. They weren't going through my brain really. And I've had a few people ask, like, "Have you ever like played Crazy Ball?" And I think that's a very, very cool and interesting question. And the answer is no, but I'd love to. I think it would have been a very cool rapping kind of thing. Like if we would have rapped and everybody would have played Crazy Ball. Maybe if we go into details more with the game and we kind of just think about what it is and not depending this whole game on this one move that magically makes you win. But no, it'd be a very cool thing to play because I feel like I definitely win. No.
Now, a few times during Crazy Ball, there's a lot of scenes of you jumping, diving, and throwing the ball. Are you diving onto like pads or a trampoline? What's going on there? Because you did your own stunts, right?
Yeah, so there wasn't any like very big stunts in this film revolving my character. I know there was some pretty cool stuff going in on the forest, but I was landing on basically these big foam. They were about this thick and they were just kind of like beds and you just jump and the camera angle kind of played it off so as you were just really jumping on the ground and you didn't care. But no, you just jumped on these big foam things. It was kind of fun, honestly. I liked it a lot.
I think the one of the things that I got a sense that you love, but I wasn't sure if you loved it, was you got to sing in this film. Was that you singing, and was that nerve wracking for you?
No, that was me singing. I've been singing since I was 5. My grandfather was a big, big, big musician. He had his own band, and they were called Les Tamus de la Bête. They would make French Acadian music, and he won many, many records for one of his songs. It's called Vous êtes bienvenus en clair. It's French, and so I have also my grandmother on my dad's side. She sings in the choir. She's a very very good singer. My aunt, and so I have a lot of musical spirits running in my veins. So that was definitely just me singing. When I heard that I could sing, I was like, Wait, really? Like I can sing too? Like this is like the best day ever. Even like recording it throughout ADR, it was very fun. And I've been to New York a few times to record some albums there. And I love singing. It's one of my biggest passions except acting.
Excellent. And because you're just starting off your career here, what are some of the type of projects do you want? Do you want to like start to get into more dancing roles?
I'd love to be on Broadway one day. That's one of my biggest goals in life. I'd love to be signed with, some record labels. I've been in meetings with a few of them, a few big ones, and I just hope that one day that can be a reality. But me and my parents, we always, when we go to New York, we watch a ton of musicals because it's everything I love to do, singing, dancing, and acting, and just to put them all in one and performing and entertaining is just one of my biggest passions in life. And so definitely that, or being signed with record labels and making my own music.
Excellent. Well, Nita, let me wrap it up with one more question with you, because I'm here in the United States and and you're in Canada, and it's crazy times. How are you staying creative and active during times like this?
Yeah, so throughout these couple months, almost a year even, I've been, pretty much just by myself. We now in Nova Scotia can see a few friends, but throughout the about 6 months, I really got the chance to think about everything that had happened in my life. And honestly, I feel those 6 months had been the most creative I have ever been, because I got to think of every opportunity I've had, every hard times I've had, every like super great days I've had. And so through that, definitely throughout music, I could express most of those emotions and make a lot of interesting songs, to say the least, that hopefully one day, I can put out to the world. But yeah, definitely just thinking back on amazing opportunities that I've had, such as PG, or whether it would be going to dance competitions, going to New York to record, some music, all of that just in my room with my computer and my notepad. It was like, it didn't stop writing.
Well, that's excellent to hear. Well, I could tell that you're going to have a very bright future, and this is here right now is just the first step. So once again, Nita, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing more future projects from you.
Thank you.